Hello guys, welcome back to Freaky Med. Today I'll be sharing with you how I studied for step 1 and the things I think are very important to consider while you're studying for the exam. First of all, I'll start with things I think are important while you're studying for the exam because I've written the exam and I can tell you from experience things that you should take more importantly and things that you should consider while you're studying. Okay, so the first thing on my list is that you should have a plan for what you do after your exam. I know you're planning for your step 1 and you already know the date you're going to write it and you have a study plan and whatnot, but I think it's also very important to have a plan for what you're doing after your exam and how you're going to reward yourself after this very big hurdle you're about to take. I think it's important to have a reward after your exam because it's going to help you to be looking forward to something interesting after your exam. It's going to help you study when you're feeling tired and stressed out. And again, I think it's going to give you more energy. Like, it's going to replenish the energy you lost from your exam. And I'm kind of taking this from a personal point of view because I got so broke after my exam that I didn't have money to splurge on myself, and I think if I did, I would have regained the energy I lost quicker than just sleeping in bed for over 5 months, or 3 months, I guess. So yeah, I think it's important to have a plan of what you're going to do after your exam and how you're going to reward yourself. It has to be something that you're very interested in. It has to be something that is going to excite you, and it has to be something that is going to energize you for your future endeavors, because step 1 is just one hurdle. You're going to be doing other great things in your life, so you have to reward yourself accordingly. Yeah, I think that's very important so that you can regain the energy you lost studying faster, and your body will feel like, yeah, we really did a great work. It's a way of telling yourself thank you. So I think that's very, very important. Then the next thing on my list is have a plan, right? A plan mustn't necessarily be something great, or it mustn't be a great plan, but it has to be a plan that is realistic, a plan that is for you, not someone else's plan. Don't just photocopy someone else's plan and think that it's going to work for you. Be real about your plan. Do something that you have been doing over your years in med school. Don't say you're going to wake up by 3 when you usually wake up by 6. Do something that you can follow easily so you can follow through with the plan. Because if you have a great plan and you're not able to follow it out, I mean, it doesn't make any difference in your life because you're going to feel discouraged, like you can't do it. Meanwhile, when you have a plan that is centered on you and what you have been doing over the years, it's more real, it's followable, and at the end of the day, you end up doing everything that you needed to do for the exam. And the next thing I have on my list is going out to all the students that are in MD1, MD2, MD3. And my advice to you is please just focus on your school material and your school curriculum, especially if you're in the Caribbean setting where you're taught step 1 material, right? You don't need to be following first aid. At least this is my own point of view, right? You don't need to be following first aid from the get-go of med school. I think it's very important for you to focus on your schoolwork, for you to study your textbooks. I mean, this is the time to study Robbins, this is the time to study all those big textbooks. This is the time to read journals, this is the time to ask questions from your teachers, this is the time to join in research. This is the time to make friends. So, I mean, this is the time to just experience med school. So don't start studying too early for step 1. I think it's a waste of your time and is not fruitful, honestly. So focus on your schoolwork and know that everything that is medically important is important in step 1. And I have a good example, right? So a few years ago, I had a bedbug infestation, and I mean, it was just bedbug infestation. I just browsed it, and wow, I read some articles about bedbug, but bedbug wasn't in my curriculum, so I didn't fuss about it, right? But I saw bedbug in my exam, so I was just like really shocked that wow, This is just something I read because I had a bed bug infestation. So it made me to understand something about the exam. So long as a condition or a disease is economically significant, or is an epidemic, or is happening currently in a society that is in the US or around the US, is going to be considered important for your exam. So read articles, read newspapers, read health journals, and see what is really happening to people currently, and that's what is going to be tested in your exam. So don't ignore any information, any new thing that is out there that people are talking about. Get to know it, be curious, and anything that is happening to people, even if it's not in your textbook or your teacher didn't say it's important, just get to know it, be curious. That's the whole point of being a medical student, is curiosity, trying to learn something new every day. So don't limit yourself to what is in your textbooks or what is in first aid. Read newspapers, as I've said, read medical articles, know what is really happening, what is current, what people are really diseases people are really struggling with chronically, like diabetes, hypertension. Those are things that will be tested over and over in your exam. Important to be current with what is happening around you. And this is for MD1, MD2, and MD3 students. Focus on your schoolwork. Don't be in a hurry to study for step one. When the time comes, you're going to have all that time to study for step one. So just focus on your schoolwork, focus on your textbooks, read textbooks, read journals, and be good in class, be a good student, and you surely do well in your step one. Then next thing on my list is pick your resources wisely. I mean, this is so important, so paramount, and it's so important to pick your resources wisely because there are so many resources out there, and you don't want to get so worked out about picking a resource, right? The most important resources that everybody recommends is UWorld, Patoma, and First Aid, and I cannot disagree with this because it's so important. And of course, MBMEs. So MBMEs are very important, and UWorld is the gold standard Q bank out there that everybody that writes step one usually goes through. Then, of course, first aid. First aid is always a good tool. First aid is a review book that I think everyone studying for step one gets. Then Patoma is like heaven. Patoma is everything you need for pathology, and it really helped me in my exam, especially the first four chapters. Yeah, Patoma is really great. Shout out to Patoma guy. So yeah, I think those resources are the most important. And if you're picking any other resource, you have to be wise about it because it has a lot of money involved in it, and you don't want to spend so much money, especially if you don't have so much to spend first. So my advice with picking resources is whatever Q bank you want to add to U World, I think you should do that Q bank before you start your U World. Or if you have U World for an extended period, fine, you can always have that Q bank by the side. But it's very important you always have your world, right? And you don't want to do it. I think from my own point of view, I think it's better to do the other Q bank, maybe like USMLE RX, Kaplan, Becker. There are so many out there. You do it before your UWorld subscription, or if you have an extended period of UWorld, as I said, just keep it by the side. But it's always important to know that UWorld is your ultimate Q bank. Yeah. So and don't go around buying three Q banks. It's really a waste of money. You just need one other than UWorld, and you can get any. Really, Firecracker is good. Kaplan, Amboss. I know all of them because I kind of tried out all of them. Their free trial, so yeah. And MBMEs, do MBMEs along the way to test for how good you're getting and if you're getting to your goal, right? And me, I did MBMEs a lot. I did the offline ones as well as the online MBMEs. And I think I did the offline MBMEs, like all of them, before my exam. And that was really great because I think it's very important to do as many questions as you can get your hand on. Yeah, and do those questions very well. Go through the options of each question you do. And yeah, it's very, very important that you do a Q bank, you do the question very, very well. You go through all the options, and especially when you're doing U World, because I know you can do this with U World, you go through the question and you go through the options and make sure that you can formulate another question for the wrong answer. That is how to go through a Q bank thoroughly. I think if you go through a Q bank thoroughly, especially if you go through U World thoroughly, you don't necessarily need another Q bank apart from MBMEs, which MBMEs now you can have offline. You can use the offline MBMEs. So you only have to purchase the online MBMEs when you want to test yourself for the exam. Hope that makes sense. So yeah, that's for the resources. And yeah. For those that are in MD1, MD2, MD3, use the time to get other resources other than Cuba and other than U World. You can get Kaplan, Becker's, any other one before you start studying for your step one, which is when you want to use U World. That's my own opinion. It differs for many people, and many people give other opinions about this. So yeah, so while you're studying for your step one, I think it's necessary to rest, to exercise, and yeah, rest and exercise. Don't get burnt out. I mean, I think it's important to have a free day while you're studying, or have a half free day, so you can just have time to replenish your energy. And all these free time you're going to have to be planned. You have to know exactly what you're doing to relax. If you're sleeping, you have to be intentional about it, and you don't just be like, okay, I want this half day today, and you don't know what to do, and you're so confused about what to do that you end up going back to study. So you want to plan it well. If you used to hang out with friends, that's great. Yeah, and just do something else other than studying. I think to help you to come back to studying with more energy and more life and more, commitment. Yeah. So then the next thing on my list is plan your finances. Plan your finances. Know how much you're willing to spend on the exam, and know how much you're willing to spend for your reward after your exam. Make sure that money is separate so you don't end up spending for your exam the money that you're supposed to spend for your reward. So yeah, plan your resources wisely. The exam can really take a lot of money from you, especially when you're not even planned in the first place. Know when you're going to write the exam, know when, where, and how you're going to get there, and make sure everything is sorted out at least a month before your exam. Yeah, so planning for this exam is very important. It's as important as taking the exam. Planning for the exam is so important. Know what you're going to eat that day and plan out your breaks. For me, I took a break after every block of my exam, and I did my block 5 and block 6 back to back. Then took a break at the 6th block before the 7th block. And that worked really well for me because it helped me not to be exhausted, and it helped me to just get myself back before the next block. I didn't want to be so tired in the middle of a block, so I took a break after each block of the exam. And the annoying thing about breaks is that you have to sign out and you have to sign in. So that might take a lot of time from you. So I mean, you can just go out, stretch, and come back inside or eat something. And then know where you're going to eat that morning before your exam, to make sure that you, especially when you're traveling for the exam. I mean, when you're traveling for the exam, it can be very exhausting, and you might not know how to plan your meals because maybe you're staying in a hotel. But I mean, if it's a short distance, you can always carry what you're going to eat there, just to make sure that you're already planned out. Especially if you have not been to that place before, you don't know how much food costs, you don't know where to find what you want, and you don't plan on going there a week before your exam. I think it's important to go like 3 days before your exam so you have an idea of how things are in place. But I mean, things don't usually go the way you plan sometimes, so you just want to make sure you have everything covered just in case. So that's for planning your finances. Then I think, yeah, while you're studying, I learned something while I was studying, and it was spaced repetition. And it's really cool for all those things that you're trying to memorize. And what you do is that you study it at this period, then you study it again at another period close to when you studied it, and you keep spacing it out based on how much you're able to retain and then you space it out, very planned, and before you know it, you've already gotten the concept and you're already playing it in your mind without any difficulty. So you should do your own research on spaced repetition. It's really great and it really worked well for me with anatomy and biochem and immunology, those things that I really had to memorize. And micro, of course, yeah. So spaced repetition is very important for those general principles. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say for now. If you have questions, you can leave them in comment section. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, you can do so. And yeah, all the best in your exam. And if I have more tips, I'll share. And if you have questions, you can always ask. That's it for today. Bye bye.